Very good. Okay. Right. Hi guys, you all got notice it's going live on FB. Can I say get hi?
Hi.
Thank you very much. Oh, there are more visitors coming in, probably from Malaysia. Very good. Okay. Let's welcome our Karita. Let me have a few introductions. She have a very big profiles, great qualifications, a passion to contribute towards to humanity development in a very harmonious manner. She done various successful projects, or we can say coaching and mentorship, transforming individuals and corporates. I have few points to explain about Karita. Karita Fischer from Tampere, Finland, a nice country, mixture of great traditions in various area. So Karita completed her diploma in psychology. She having a master in social psychology and social policy from University of Tampere, Finland itself, and she also satisfied clinical hypnosis by a National Guide Hypnosis USA, and her qualification and certification from a few more countries it goes along a good list. Right, we will provide the social media for you to get access. Hi Karita, you can hear my voice just to check the technology part.
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
See, Karita has about 27 years of experience providing therapy in a few areas, focusing into hypnosis. When I heard this therapy at my early age, when I was in the computer world, technologies, when I was doing psychology, I found it's a very niche, and only a number of people adopt experience and they transfer as a coach and mentorship and modules of training to others. And we found Karita Fischer really have the courage, the enthusiasm to package such a vast, multiple competency-based knowledge to provide a simplified, simple, relaxed manner. According to today our section will be very relaxed. She started counseling, when she was after college diploma as intensive students. She went to the Finland's biggest, most safe prisoners for male prisoners on depreciation, homeless, financial issues, and many challenges for them. She also engaged a very unique what we can say is it's a lifestyle. She have one own biological baby, one adopted baby. From Finland, she traveled to few countries, including Cambodia in Asia. Now she resides in Singapore. In Cambodia, she also support and contribute every month from her own income and earning to orphanage home, about 11 over children, and they're growing. These are the unique things she do. See, there are people, there are individuals, coming in good. Yeah, she also have a lot of goals. Yeah, she have a good case study. We will ask her, some of the info which I managed to see through, some social media or clients' testimony and track record. It will be very interesting if she herself express those, information. One or two cases. Can Karita? Surely.
Yes, definitely. Happy
Yeah.
to share my success stories.
A number of humans virtual disorders. She's very expert to get the solutions, especially whoever need non-physical, we must ask her whether she can hypnotize, everyone. Okay. Don't do now first, we need to be alert to complete the program. Yeah. All right. Karita Fischer, I'd like to hand over the stage to you. Let's get your picture pin.
Okay.
Hold on, yeah. Let me pin. Okay. Is your picture now? Yeah. Yeah. Let's all of us put a big hand to welcome Karita Fischer from Tampere, Finland.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Govan, ELANggovan. Thank you for hosting this really interesting event. So today we are going to have fun. You are going to learn something which is actually really good for your life, something that money cannot buy. Happiness, control your negative emotions. You're going to feel more positive minded, more uplifted, but also calm. So we can have excitement in our life, but still be calm internally. And I would like to thank you, everyone, first of all, to join this interesting talk today. But I would like to ask Mr. ELANggovan, because I know you are highly talented in technology and you have studied psychology as well. So could you tell me about something about your projects, what you are doing?
I'm into technology, developing web app servers those days. Yeah, programming, coding. I'm a software engineer at the age of 14 years old, hardware and software. Yeah, from Japanese computer technology towards to Apple technology. Those are very early versions. And psychology, yeah, it's a part of my passions from childhood as well. Together with the technology, as ancient Indian knowledge in maths, psychology, nutrition, from grandparents, parents, and mentors like you, whom I met in Europe, in several other countries. Yeah, and now into drone technology, AI, MI projects in Malaysia and global markets. I do, coaching and mentorship for students, improving marks, where I would like to, adopt you into the projects for the niche area which you specialize, and you're doing with a cute and smile, with such a niche, requirements. Yeah, time being the most uh, detailed project which I involve will be towards to CEO programs, country presidents, yeah, UN project from USA, and including in Malaysia, Singapore. At Singapore, we have a top 5 students with the ministry awards. Uh, they came to Malaysia to acquire the knowledge with the parents. Yeah, yeah, let's explore it while we're having discussion. Hi Karita, yeah, please tell me uh, how and what makes the source of triggering points for you to explore into psychology in such a young age, and the courage to adopt the master part of psychological area, which is hypnosis. And how deep, people know how skillful requirement in a cognitive skill, in health, in energetic, manner, psychologically, everything's quiet. Now, what major source trigger you to venture such a great big flow from kids?
Okay, so first up, when you go to school, you start admiring your teacher often, and many women have, and me as a child, I actually wanted to become a teacher because this is what we see every day, right? So I was like, I want to become a teacher, but then for some reason I was like, psychology is it's a very interesting topic, and helping people is like To be honest, for many women, it's something that many, especially women, and I'm not trying to say that not men, but many women really have this kind of this. They want to help people, and it's a very rewarding job to help people. So I started studying psychology, but then I realized that this psychology mostly only concentrates on one person's mind, and it's about neuroscience and how the brain sends signals to different parts of your body. So it was mostly like concentrated on just neurons and this nervous system. So then I felt it a little bit boring. So I decided to start social psychology instead, and that was really highly interesting. Social psychology is it's a research about how groups work and how people behave in group situations and socialize. And then when I already understood a little bit about how the mind functions, then one day I started.
You understood very well, Karita.
Thank you. I bought this book. Okay, wait a second. Okay, you can see, right?
The power of your subconscious mind.
Power of your subconscious mind. This is old as time itself. So this is by Joseph Murphy. When I read this book, I was like, this subconscious part of mine, I didn't really learn at the university so well. So instead of concentrating on counseling, which is talking therapy or psychotherapy or CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, I decided I want to concentrate more on hypnotherapy because it is a faster process. And to be honest, hypnotherapists are normally the last professionals whom people contact if they have any kind of mental issue. So what they normally do is they contact a psychiatrist first. Psychiatrists, they prescribe medication which treat the symptoms, but they don't often, I'm not saying anything bad, psychiatrists are doing really great work, but they often don't go to the cause of the problem and don't really cure it. I mean, when you take those medications, right, you get addicted, you need to higher doses and so on, and nowadays many psychiatrists, they send actually their patients to see me because this is a good combination when I do the hypnotherapy.
In other words, Karita, if I wanted to just slot in the focus, you are really into recovering the situations of the individuals. Can I say that?
Yes, definitely.
Into
So
hypnotherapy, yeah.
yes, I will later share about that, how I do this. So when I have to find the underlying cause for the problems, and when I find the cause, then I can neutralize the issue, and then my clients understand better why they felt that way, and then they learn how to control their emotions. Like the topic today is how to control your negative emotions, and most of us, we have them, but I have learned self-hypnosis, which I'm happy to teach today for free again, and
Surely.
I can hypnotize myself, so I have got rid of any kind of negative emotions, because who wants to be angry, who wants to be sad, who wants to lose their patience, right? So when you reach that level, that your mind is totally in balance, then your body starts also healing itself, and then you have this peace of mind, you have this happiness, and you get so addicted to it that you just want to continue that process. And this is practice makes you a master. The more I hypnotize myself, the calmer I can become. And to be honest, as a mother of 13, okay, including my children in Cambodia in orphanages, who don't live with me, but children often test our patience. I mean, if there are parents here listening to this talk, this
Emotionally, you're connected equally as though you are physically over there, and as the biological parents. Yeah, I understand.
Right, it is. Yeah, I mean, if they have lost their parents and they call me mother, I feel blessed. If they don't have any other mother, and I am often chatting with them on a messenger and everywhere, and they have had horrible traumas in their life. Many of them were child prostitution victims. Many of them self-harming, cannot sleep in the night, they cut themselves, I see that in their arms. And then I often do volunteer, I hypnotize them with a Khmer, Cambodian speaking translator. And in many cases, the translator, he's a man, he has started crying, and I was like, no, wipe your tears, no, has to be professional, we cannot start crying, this is a horrible story, but we are now here to help this
correct.
Your poor child. Okay.
Yeah, if I want to ask Karita, what is that really to understand, like each of us here now? What is hypnotherapy?
What is hypnotherapy?
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is that where shall I start? I could tell the whole day. Okay, so when I was doing counseling and psychology, we only talked about problems. And
can I put it like, the question is like, what is hypnotherapy and what is not hypnotherapy?
Okay,
that could be good for us to get much Zoom-based points.
Right. Okay. So hypnotherapy is something that we don't talk about problems after the first short interview. I don't need to know the whole life story of my clients. Like if you do psychotherapy, you need to start talking about my family, whatever happened there, tell about everything. You need to go there once a week for 1 year. Counselors, psychologists, you are doing wonderful jobs. Yeah, I don't want to underestimate that. But I found it myself that I can solve the issues much faster when I hypnotize them, because I go deeper into their inner self, which is called subconscious mind, which I'm going to soon explain, without any medication, without any side effects. So it is a much faster process than talking therapy. And if we do talking therapy, so let's say your issue is anger, and the mind needs repetition, right? So if I just tell you as a counselor, you know what, I give you some techniques. Take 3 deep breaths, because the more oxygen the brain gets, the calmer the mind becomes. This is what we often do, right? We take deep breaths when we want to calm down, right? So
I remember Dr. Rahul, for example, from USA, the best brain neurosurgeon, Dr. Joe, biologists, medical doctors, they're becoming psychologists and nutrition experts for communities. They say same points, Karita. 1 deep breathings of individual seems regulate about 150 to 300 hormones towards stability and relax even its impact corporate world.
True, totally true. Yeah, so if I do counseling, I need to do a lot of repetition, because so that it becomes the truth, about you. Like if you suffer from anger or anxiety, to get rid of that anger or anxiety, take those 3 deep breaths. But if I hypnotize them, it becomes the new truth about you, just like that, like kind of like magic, you know what I mean? And I soon explain you how. Okay, so I am the Dr. Feel Good. And always when my clients, when they emerge from hypnosis, even if the session was tough and they had to relive the horrible trauma, PTSD, whatever was done to them before, because there are always people who have done something wrong to us, right? Our parents are not perfect, or whoever did something or said something to us. Maybe teacher said, oh, you know what, you are stupid. Oh, that happened to one of my clients, and that's why that client never became successful. So that is so-called self-limiting belief. But we found the cause in age regression.
Is that related to habit as well, Karita?
Of course.
Habits and new goals, right?
Of course, they are all in the subconscious level. So alone being under hypnosis is a very, very peaceful state of mind. So especially if you are suffering from anxiety, stress, anger, then you feel so good when you are under hypnosis that you are like, wow. And I want them to take that feeling by teaching them self-hypnosis to always be able to reach that state of mind look, if the mind is really calm, you cannot get angry, right?
Yeah, practically.
And if you have children who test your patience, what I often do is I hypnotize myself before I start going to their level of, if they scream at me, I don't want to go to their level. They scream here. I need to calm my mind down, so then they calm down as well, because the energies resonate, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is the hypnotherapy, and is how
Yeah.
to identify which is someone offered or somebody telling in an article manner, which is not hypnotherapy. How to give tips for
How to
our
get tips for if you
what
know.
is that not hypnotherapy? If someone
What is hypnotherapy? But it is
what is
not.
not yeah.
Okay. So it is not brainwashing. If it was, I would have 100% of success rate, and now I'm having 96, which is pretty close.
Wow. Okay.
And I can do this therapy in 5 sessions. So if people if they want to get happiness, peace of mind, forgiveness of others, forgiveness of self, if you are feeling guilty, or if you are feeling bad because something was happened to you, I can give you that. I can help you to let go of the self-limiting beliefs. And also one important thing what I want to emphasize here is that when controlling your emotions, self-love is very important. Let's say, that you are in a relationship and then you break up for some reason. If you don't love yourself enough, then you think that the whole world is now ending. And I have so many clients, especially teenagers, who go through the first breakup and they actually want to kill themselves. They feel suicidal because they don't feel whole. They feel that the most important thing in my life just disappeared when this person left me. But look, when you value yourself, when you love yourself, when you respect yourself, then doesn't break you. You become unbreakable. You just become stronger from these experiences. And of course, the self-love, it boosts your self-confidence, your self-esteem. Also, you become less angry and depressed. So how about now this self-love? How about we do this? I want you to look inside of you, dear listeners. Ask yourself, you can even close your eyes if you want to. Ask yourself, do I love myself just the way I am? Do I love myself just the way I am? Yeah.
Deep question to
It
answer.
is, because this is where I'm heading to, to just boost your self-confidence, to get rid of these negative emotions. So let's say that if I can love all of you, as human beings, right? Then if you don't love yourself, why cannot you love yourself? And what I do often in hypnosis, to help my clients, I repeat this many times. You are lovable just the way you are. There is nothing wrong with you. There never was. This is actually part of the 7th path self-hypnosis, which I teach as well. So again, you can repeat this many times if you are feeling like lost or lonely, or you're feeling like nobody loves me. I'm what is wrong with me? I never have a successful relationship. Just repeat to yourself, I am lovable just the way I am.
I am lovable.
Just the way I am. There is nothing wrong with me. There never was. I'm lovable just the way I am. There is nothing wrong with me. There never was. So, okay, about hypnotherapy. You have all been in hypnosis many times in your life without knowing it. Let's say.
Karita, can you connect from hypnotherapy? I know you have a very deep content to deliver. Let's say how the mind works and how powerful subconscious mind. And what are the critical factors, if we wanted to give like niche points to our friends and visitor here, how to get access to the subconscious mind through hypnotherapy? Can you guide, and can they sustain in that new knowledge, like to be happy, challenges to be overcome,
right?
New challenges can occur, right? So can you please,
of course, life is full of ups and downs.
How the mind works.
Okay, so the state of hypnosis is very simply relaxed brainwave state when my clients are highly acceptable. They are accepting my suggestions, which I'm going to give to them in hypnosis. So hypnotherapy has two parts. First, it's induction into hypnosis, which is something similar to meditation. So I'm going to hypnotize you all soon.
Later.
later. And but first, I want you to know how the mind works exactly, like you asked me, because it's good to understand how the mind works, so that you're not skeptical about it, and that you know that I cannot
that is
do
a fearness public have, you know.
Yeah. So that you don't have to be afraid that you will get stuck in hypnosis or whatever. So how the mind works is, and hypnotherapy works, is that the mind controls the body, right? It takes away pains, negative emotions, and I'm often testing my mind power. I have done surgeries without anesthesia. Not that I cannot take anesthesia, but I want to test my mind, my whole mind, you know, so that when I'm on the surgery, whatever table, the operation table, I tell them, no local anesthesia, no anesthesia at all, because I hypnotize myself, you know, because I'm the test rabbit myself, and I have done dental treatments also without local anesthesia, even an implant here. Okay.
So you do a self-hypnotherapy as well.
I do that, yeah, because I have made myself fearless and thinking in a more rational way, and we women, we tend to be emotional often, right? So I could cure my menopause. I could cure my PMS. I could cure my PMS. So I didn't have any mood swings, like nothing, because like I said, when the mind is imbalanced, then the body is imbalanced, and you don't have any mood swings. But coming back to this, how the mind works. Okay, look, I need to divide the mind into three: conscious mind, subconscious mind, unconscious mind. The conscious mind is our everyday mind, where we are here and now. I'm talking with my conscious mind to your conscious mind, and you make decisions like what you want to wear today with the conscious mind, what you want to eat today you do with your conscious mind. Like everything what you can control, you do with your conscious mind, right? Willpower is there. Sometimes the willpower is strong, sometimes it is not that strong, it's weaker, right? Like in the morning, you know, if you, let's say that your confidence is not very high, you can just tell yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror and tell that today I'm going to be really confident and brave, and I'm going to nail this, whatever presentation I need to do. But then something happens and you go like, oh no, you know, and then the willpower, you know, fails, right? So
it's fluctuate, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why the changes have to be made at the subconscious level. So I'm a specialist in the subconscious mind, which covers about 90% of your whole mind capacity. Conscious mind, 10%. The unconscious part of mind, I'm not really interested in that, because that takes care of your bodily functions. Like when you go to bed, you don't have to be consciously aware of it. Am I breathing? Is my heart beating?
All organ and endocrine glands functioning well, including
all automatic nervous system. Yeah. So if we had to really force ourselves, like if I had to force myself to make my heart beating and pumping blood, I would die in under a second, right?
Including the body hits are managed very well, yeah?
Yeah, that's exactly true. So then we go to this the subconscious mind. Okay, how to get an access to your subconscious mind. In the subconscious mind, exactly. So in the subconscious mind, there are the emotions, there are habits, there is the truth about you, that is the inner self, you know, things that are firmly embedded there, like your beliefs. So it's never a good idea to start arguing with someone, does God exist? If God exists to you, then and to an atheist doesn't, so it just will crash, right? So, because they are deeply embedded in the subconscious part of mind. But this truth about you, your identity even, can be changed when I hypnotize my clients, only if they want to. And how I do that, when they are relaxed, they about the subconscious mind again. So I call it our library. That means that everything what we have ever learned is stored in the subconscious part of the mind. All experiences in your life, positive or negative, they are stored there as well. So the brain is made to add, not to forget. So our problems must have a cause. Something happened to us in the past, and we cannot somehow link that when we are thinking. Thinking happens with the conscious mind. We cannot link it to what happened maybe in the childhood. So many of my clients and myself, when I was hypnotized, we forgot already what the cause of our issue is. So when my client is under hypnosis, he or she, let's call they are in a very beautifully let go state of mind, and when they just relax, then this critical factor between the conscious and subconscious mind does not work. So that means they are not criticizing, they are not analyzing what I'm saying, they accept my suggestions as the truth, just like that. The critical factor is really interesting thing. Like let's say that you have accepted that the truth about you is that you are shy. That's the truth about you. Okay, you are shy. Okay, I can, if I tell myself many times during my lifetime I'm shy because I had to give the presentation in school, and suddenly my hands started shaking. I forgot everything, whatever happened, right? Whatever I had studied, or then something triggered it during the lifetime. I had a job interview. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous that I couldn't say a word. So then I tell myself I'm shy. But this, if when people come to see me and I hypnotize them, I will tell them suggestions which are opposite of being shy. I will tell them that, you know what, you are very confident, you are so brave, and I believe in the unlimited potential of people to just achieve what their goals, whatever they are, as long as they are something realistic. I cannot make somebody an astronaut or a neuro, surgeon, because it it requires a lot of many years of studying. So
Well, that's great. Yeah. So
yeah.
before I have a few some WhatsApp and so on I receiving. Before I enter into some a few more new topics, can the person after get hypnotized learn how to use the similar concept for other challenges?
Definitely. Yes.
Oh, it's possible, Karita.
Because the thing is that, every human being is different. And when I get these clients, it's not often the only one problem when they come to see me with, right? So let's say that, hypnotherapy.
Multiple issues. Yeah.
Multiple. So let's say that, hypnotherapy is most known because, to stop smoking, right? So I asked my clients, why do you smoke? Is it a nervous habit? Is it due to boredom? Is it because you are stressed? So I have to cure that underlying issue first, right?
Yeah, if I ask you as an expert, what makes it, for them to get this kind of habits or activities?
Sorry?
What takes them, to this kind of activities like smoking? They will answer so many feedback. Yeah.
I mean, the stop smoking and these habits are actually quite fast. If it's only a habit, then I'm done often in 1 or 2 sessions. But if I have to, if I need to cure the underlying issues, then I have to do the age regression. I have to do these different techniques in hypnosis. What I use, okay, age regression means it's normally the second session. We follow back that negative emotion, what you're suffering from, to the very first time when you felt that way. So my clients are talking in under hypnosis. So age regression is like, we go, follow back, because when we were born, perfect baby, right? Something triggered during our lifetime, and then the issue became worse and worse and worse, and then they have issues, then they come to see me. So then I do the age regression, and then when I find the cause of the problem, then I can neutralize the issue, and I tell my clients, look, it was so many years ago. You can just let it go right now, and then they also understand better why they felt so that way, or why they behaved that way. And after that age regression normally comes forgiveness of others, because we need to empty the cup, meaning we need to get rid of the burden of the past. And
so forgiveness is an important
very,
part of the transformation, is it, Karita?
very, because many people are having, they are having PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. They are angry. They don't understand why do I tend to lose my patience so easily, or whatever the issues are. And then when we find the cause that okay, this person actually did hurt me, because in hypnosis you don't have distractive thoughts. You don't have this so-called monkey mind, so you can concentrate. It's not only a let go, relaxed state of mind, but it's heightened focus, right? So we can find the
So
cause.
Karita, to focus on this particular therapy, is it the client or the person who's taking therapy got to be focused, or they can be just relaxed and you do the part of the creating the focus faculty? Who does it, or both?
I cannot jump into their brain. So I do the induction into hypnosis. I'm checking my client's body language and the breathing. I literally breathe together with them to go into hypnosis. And when I see that the client is not yet ready in hypnosis, then I do deepening and deepening techniques until
so the time frame can be very different, yeah, meaning.
And also I do hypnotherapy with children. Yesterday I hypnotized a 7-year-old boy. So it took a while because he's suffering from ADHD to make him calm and just listen and pay attention to me. But so after the forgiveness of others, you will feel very, very relaxed and relieved. You are like, wow. When you forgive others who have wronged you, it gives you the peace of mind. And then after that, I like to do forgiveness of self, which means when we have guilty feelings, because in the process of
personally,
exactly, because when we improve ourselves, and during this hypnotherapy process, we improve ourselves in so many, many ways. Not only I fix that one problem what they come to see me with, I will help them to just like I said, get rid of the burden of the past. And then after that, when I get rid of the burden of the past, empty the cup, then I fill in the cup with positive suggestions. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So the forgiveness.
It's a sequence of tasks, yeah?
That's something I learned in the USA, right? It's called 5-path hypnotherapy approach. And after that, I do one session, only direct suggestions, meaning I fill in the cup. And sometimes I also use NLP under hypnosis, like a little bit like mixing the right and the left brain, confusing them, which works. So that's NLP works very well when my client is under hypnosis. And then I would like to talk about a little bit about like what are negative emotions and what is the difference between feelings and emotions?
Yeah, please tell us.
Yeah, because that's quite important.
Things I would like to know the details. Well, what are the feelings and negative emotions generally have, and what you usually receive as a requirement to get therapy? How to control them, if there is any techniques today, especially for the listeners, and social media friends over here. How to get rid the burden of especially the people call past, fears, angry. We all do have certain times anger ourselves, anger to others, Sometimes when we sit and think about a few minutes and we found that it is like the anger is no source, no startup. What techniques you use yourself, and also to clients, especially tips for us in a hypnosis, how to manage the whole cycle of feelings, negative emotion.
Right, yeah.
And if good for you to just connect 1 or 2 success story.
Okay.
With the exact case studies. Yeah, it will be very good.
Always happy to share my success stories. I have so many. I have to just try
to. Today we will take one call. Okay.
Pick some interesting ones. Okay.
Yeah.
So please. There's a slight difference between feelings and emotions. Feelings we can control with our conscious mind. Like I'm feeling hungry. This is actually Homer Simpson said that men also have feelings. We sometimes feel hungry. I'm sorry, this is a joke, but it's really like it. You understand it, right? I feel cold. Okay, then you put a jacket on, right? So this is how you can control these feelings and at the conscious level. But emotions we cannot really control because they are located at the subconscious part of the mind. And
wow.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Very nicely,
Yeah, like
phrase
how people yeah, how
feelings
people
and negative.
to come to see me. So I want to put things simple so that everybody understands, because
You're great on that, Karita.
oh, thank you so much, sir. Okay, and about stress, I want to tell you, if you're suffering from stress, I want you to know that there is good stress, bad stress. So you don't have to get rid of the whole stress in your life, because the good stress motivates you to do better, right? It kicks you, and so you become more determined to finish your projects. But bad stress is the one when we start reacting to stress. That means that when I hypnotize my people to get rid of stress, I make them an actor instead of a reactor. That means that in any given situation, they are going to act calmly and in control instead of reacting and becoming stressed, right? Then let's go to anger. There is appropriate anger, inappropriate anger. So if someone is really, really mean to us, does something which really hurts us or our loved ones, right? It's sometimes appropriate to just tell that person off. I don't tolerate this kind of behavior of yours. But if it's if it's just in our brain that we tend to lose our patience and get angry and aggressive easily, well then welcome to see me, because I can help you to get rid of that inappropriate anger. So yeah, so how to control these emotions, how to get rid of the burden of the past, PTSD, fears, etc. is I use some techniques which I mentioned already: the 8 regression, forgiveness of others, forgiveness of self, and then the direct suggestions and NLP. Sometimes I use emotional freedom technique as well, but it's if you know about EFT, it's a bit different than hypnosis, because in hypnosis we start tricking the mind in the way that your problems don't exist anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so we start already during the first session. I tell my clients, trick your mind, pretend that your issues belong to yesterday. Your depression was yesterday, it's no more here. Then they sometimes ask me, do I have to lie to myself? And I tell them, yeah, lie to yourself, because it works.
Really?
Yeah, it works. So the thing is with self-hypnosis, I could talk about it a little bit, because the worst thing what we can do to our mind and our body is having negative, unproductive thoughts before we fall asleep, or fears or worries, right? Like, oh my gosh, how am I going to manage tomorrow? My day is so full of things. I don't know how am I going to manage it. So if these are the last thoughts what you have before you fall asleep, then your subconscious mind doesn't have a rest, because the subconscious mind does not sleep. You know it because the dreams are there, right? So then the subconscious mind tries to the whole night find a solution for your problems, and you don't get this restful, peaceful sleep what you actually require for a busy day. So instead of that, I like to teach the self-hypnosis. So have positive thoughts before you fall asleep, and this is how you can do it. You can lie down on your back, place your hands next to your body, and press one finger down. Tell yourself every day, in every respect, I get better and better. You can replace
how to put the hand, Karita?
Yeah, just like just
lie
like
down,
this. Yeah,
as
yeah,
usual.
lie down. Yeah, on your mattress.
Then the
right?
hand, where to put?
Yeah, just just like next to your body, next to your hips,
Just
next to your
side
hips.
by side, yeah.
Yeah, side by on the side, yeah. And then you press one finger down, doesn't matter on the right or left, and press one finger.
You mean the
down.
finger?
Yeah, only one finger. Press down to your mattress.
Can I use the thumb?
Can.
Okay.
Can. And then you tell yourself every day, in every respect, I get better and better. If you want to replace the word respect to way, only because it rhymes better, every day in every way, I get better and better, then you use that. So, or you can even change it to your own mother tongue. If English is not your mother tongue, you can try that as well.
Yeah, on own language, yeah.
On your own language.
Native language, yeah.
Yeah. So then, let's say that
So what is the science or the fact behind pressing the fingers? Yeah,
the pressing the fingers. The pressing the fingers just only means that you don't need to count till 10. When when all the fingers are down, then you have repeated this beneficial suggestion 10 times. every day, in every respect, I get better and better. And when you say that, think about the things how you want to get better, and your mind already knows in what ways you want to improve your life, right? So then when you fall asleep and those are the thoughts, then your mind starts reprogramming itself. Wow. Because I want my clients to make it a reality, your goals a reality right now, like instead of, like I said, I'm shy. If I tell myself every day in every respect I get better and better, and then I tell myself I'm very confident. Oh, I'm so confident, I'm so brave. And then I press the second finger down. I repeat again every day in every respect I get better and better. Then I can even pretend that I hear compliments from other people. Like, oh, Karita, you have improved so much. Oh, I'm so proud of you. So you can go into feelings. So use all of your 5 senses, whatever works. Okay.
So how long usually, like per day, they need to practice, and how many days or weeks they will get per challenging issues of these feelings and negative emotions will get transformed, or they will get into the positive view of thinking about their life exploration in this challenging shy or fear.
Right. Yeah. So the best
Average.
best time is to do the self-hypnosis when you are going to bed. Like I said, then your subconscious mind is working, repeating that many times, that sentence during the whole night, and you should do that at least. Let's start with 7 nights, and you can see results quite fast actually when you start doing it. There are 3 steps of this self-hypnosis. The second one is how you learn how to hypnotize yourself. Then the third one is you make your own suggestion, like this one, that it's beneficial for all of us, this every day in every respect. I get better and better.
That's great.
Yeah. So I teach my clients how to make their own suggestion. Then when they learn to hypnotize themselves first.
You mean they can construct their own statements or phrase for different challenges in the near future, or even other challenges which they may not inform you yet?
Yeah, because the thing is that when I'm done with this process, and if I help my client with a couple of issues, I tell them always, in the future you may face other challenges, which is just life, right? And then I tell them that you can use these techniques to handle all the other issues.
They just need to create the phrase related to the challenges, and you told me just now you need to put the opposite part of it.
Yes, also always the opposite.
Greater part of each so-called challenges, negative emotion, challenges, attitude, challenges, aptitude.
Yes, like when people come to see me and I do the first interview, I'm not really much interested in what their issues really are. I'm more interested in what they want to achieve with hypnotherapy, because that what they tell me what they want to achieve is the positive outcome and their goals, and these are the suggestions I'm giving them in hypnosis. Then,
That's very good.
Yeah. Okay. So
please tell me your success stories of 1 or 2. One, if you have for the kids. Just now you said 7 years old. What was the kids issue? And one, if you give us about adults, good for us and good for viewer futures in social medias like YouTube and so on. Yeah. Yes, Karita.
Okay. So I just the boy yesterday, it was his first session, so I don't want to talk about that. But I had one 7-year-old boy who had ADHD, attention deficit disorder, very hyperactive. Like I would say the capital letter H, huge, hyperactive. And I did a home visit, and he was literally jumping from a curtain to another. He could not sit down. He was throwing me with Legos, and I just put the Legos one after another into my bag, and I said, give me more, my daughter will be so happy to get your Legos. And so he slowly stopped, and then he locked himself into the bathroom, and I said, good, now you are there, now I will reprogram your mind. Now I hypnotize you because you cannot escape. And I knew he's not wearing any headphones.
Oh, yeah.
That boy. So see, the principal had already told the parents that the boy is disturbing the class so much that we cannot handle it. The teacher cannot handle him, so he needs to be sent to a special needs school. And I hypnotized him. I needed longer with him because, first
How
of all,
long? How many days? How many weeks, Karita?
7 sessions.
It is 7 days or 7 weeks?
Once a week, 7 times.
Or 7 weeks, yeah?
Yeah, so then
Almost 2 months, Karita.
yeah. I mean, these are really bit challenging because adults are easier to hypnotize. Teenagers are actually the best group to hypnotize because their identity is not fully developed yet. So then the boy, he could stay in the school and he really learned to calm down. So that was amazing. So
Okay, how long these sections you have completed?
1
Which
hour
year?
per session.
1 hour per section.
Yeah.
Which year you done this particular?
That boy was 2 years ago, and I actually
Okay.
I decided to take for 3 years. I decided to only take children and teenagers because I was so interested in that, and they are really very interesting because I thought adults are not so challenging, and I'm always looking for challenges. I thought that adults are so simple. I just do my thing. They're always the same thing, but with children you have to
Yeah, Karita,
improvise.
I can take the view saying that adults like challenges, yet the irrelevant emotions, irrelevant psycho thinking challenges it will become, a
Right,
great,
and I use their vivid
resistance for the growth,
imagination.
right?
Right, and the kids have a really good imagination, and this is what I often use in hypnosis: visualization, imagination, and they are really good with it.
Do you have any like a corporate or adults case study, success stories?
I have had many CEOs in my hypnosis chair. One I remember one CEO. He came to see me every week, even though I was already done with him. But he just loved the state of being under hypnosis so much that he said, like, Karita, hypnotize me. I'm so stressed. I have so many tasks and duties and projects and everything to do and control. So please, I just need this. So he got addicted to that state of hypnosis. So
Okay.
I'm like, okay, let's do that.
So did he get the solution
Yes, I mean,
solved for the corporate working
yes,
environment?
definitely. And then he hired me to give talks and help his work employees, right? So I gave
Wow,
some,
that's
exactly,
great.
exactly. Yeah,
That
so
is your delivery and nicheness, yeah?
yeah, to make people actually not only to that they feel like in the morning, oh my gosh, I have to go to work. I really don't like my work. I want them to like to go to work, and enjoy the job what they are doing, just like me. Like, I get so much positive energy from my work because I have really literally helped somebody.
Yeah.
And the feedback from my clients is so amazing, and I never have to
It is
work.
like vitamin for,
Yeah,
for the great delivery which you could do it, huh?
yeah, and then when the clients emerge from hypnosis, they feel so happy and they feel peaceful because the hypnosis, that feeling can last a couple of for some people that amazing peaceful feeling lasts 2 hours. For some people it can even last 2 weeks, that they are so peaceful and feel like lighter when they walk out of my office.
Do you have any clients, whether they are child or adults, have the reverse challenges where after you've done your therapy, they are recovered, or they come to the state where they into the positive pathway in activity actions, for example, the fear or the hyper, ADHD and so on. Do they will express again the so-called old state of the scenario?
I'm talking about
after
permanent.
some months or years. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about permanent change here. So this is what I often tell my clients, and especially the parents of teenagers, that take this as an investment for your child's life, because I'm not talking about just a temporary cure or something, a solution. But
So what makes Karita this provide such so-called immediate within 7 weeks, as you said, average? So within 2 months, yeah,
actually
very
5.
very fast, yeah.
Yeah, normally
And then
5.
how it create the environment for them to sustain in these new changes.
It is just that their subconscious mind has been reprogrammed, and it will stay so.
Okay,
Yeah,
that is a great part of it, yeah.
it's truly
Doing the right way of hypnosis.
Yeah, and then I would like to tell you something, an interesting story. It was a lady, Chinese lady, who had forgotten how to sleep. So I was
Really?
yeah, she was literally crying, and she said that she hadn't been able to sleep for maybe 2 or 3 months, and I was thinking, how can that even be possible?
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly,
People
right?
get tired, right?
Yeah, she said that
Within midnight.
yeah, but she just couldn't sleep. She said, I had totally forgotten
She must be
how.
tired at every
Oh,
daytime.
she was so exhausted. She lost her job and
Exhausted,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she came to see me, and when I hypnotized her, she immediately fell into sleep. And
Okay.
but the funny part of it, that she brought her Chinese-speaking boyfriend with, and the Chinese-speaking boyfriend couldn't speak any English, and he fell asleep too.
Okay.
So that was really, really
So
interesting.
you have done the solution for this particular lady?
Insomnia. Yeah, so I did.
Transform, she can sleep back as usual?
Yeah, then I hypnotized her a couple of times, and I told her how to find this natural balance. That I tell often people that look at the natural, how you get your mind into balance. It's just think about the nature out there, right? If something is hungry, it eats. Something is tired, it sleeps, right? The natural ebb and flow, the give and take of the universe. The migration of birds, right? The ebb and flow. When we start behaving accordingly like to that, we just don't eat because in Asia people have to eat so much, right? So just eat when you're actually hungry.
Some of us do eat well.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I'm not blaming it. I mean, the food is amazing here. I love it in Singapore. But when you get your life into balance, then your eating habits become normal.
Will be balanced, yeah.
Yes,
moderated,
balance,
yes. I got the points, yeah.
And sleeping patterns, and they start taking care of their body and appearance, and they even exercise better. So these are the kind of side effects of hypnosis.
So do you advise other subject matter to kids and adults and corporate CEOs who come to you beyond the conscious emotion, feelings, and the reprogramming of subconscious mind, which is creating a new seed for new habits towards to new efforts? Usually, generally, if they do it on their own, it will be very uncomfortable for them, and it will be like sometimes it can be done, sometimes it will take months and years, yeah. So do you cover other subject matter beyond these topics which you explained? Can you please give us some tips?
The range is it's amazing. Like, people can come to see me, like it is from thumb sucking. I had a lady who was 38 years old. She still does this thumb sucking. It can go to really like mentally sick people too. Like, normally my clients don't have any mental issues. They are just like you and I just having some stress, or want to maybe reduce their alcohol intake or something like that. But I have had, for example, and this was a very interesting case, a lady with DID, the dissociate identity disorder, which was previously called multiple personality disorder. So
Yeah,
she,
please.
yeah, that was very interesting. So she had, I'm using the past tense, had 28 personalities, and
28.
28.
How
And
you count that, Karita?
oh my,
You
she,
count or they will tell you?
she told me all of them. She has had named all of them. So if you go on YouTube and you check, there is often that this person has 7 personalities, this has 12 or something, and I was like, well, okay, I'm getting the most challenging clients. He had
Yeah,
28.
28. Yeah.
Yeah, so and then okay, so I did one session and just I asked the client, of course, which one of them you want to keep, which one of them you want to get rid of, and then she said, okay, and these things, because they
Oh,
get
they will
so,
select
yeah, yeah.
the identity to
Yeah,
keep it for them.
yeah, because they are like, oh, I'm so attached to this personality. I want to keep it because I love it so much, because it's a little girl, it's
So
a
can you do
3-year-old
it
girl.
in hypnotherapy by
Yep,
this kind of a selective? Uh, yeah.
yep. And they are very responsive to hypnotherapy who have the DID actually. So, okay,
Okay.
once she reached that highest level of anger identity, she named it Angie. I knew that Angie already. I knew that, okay, Angie, oh dear. So her husband called me and said that, okay, now my wife is having the highest anger rates.
Anchor. Okay.
Yeah, that the identity, and she had taken the knife out of the kitchen. She tried to kill her father and the husband, and then he called me and said, Karita, you have to come here. I said, why don't you call IMH or police, please, because this is a very severe thing,
Yeah,
and then
it's a by law,
yeah, it is. And I said, you really should call police and ambulance paramedics. But she had told them that I will kill all of you during the night if Karita is not coming here, because I had been hypnotizing her so many times, so she felt comfortable with me. And then I just smiled, and because I don't, like I said, I don't have any fears, because I have hypnotized myself so much that I don't have any fears. So I took a taxi. I went to. I was in 25 minutes. I was in their apartment. She was screaming there like, ah, like, I'm gonna kill you all, and then holding the knife in her hand. Then I went into the kitchen and I say, because if look, when I am very calm, then the clients respond also, like I said, it resonates, right? When I'm very calm and she's very angry, then she starts calm down too, to my level. So then I started hypnotizing her. I said, like, look, I know Angie is here, but now I want to put Angie a little bit to the background. I started hypnotizing her. Then I said, like, just hand over the knife to me. Then I gave the knife to the husband and I whispered, I said, like, look, hide all the knives right now. Put all the knives
Okay.
away. And then then I told her, okay, sweetheart, now you're going into sleep. So I hypnotized her, and she went under hypnosis on the kitchen floor. Then I asked her, do you want a pillow or cushions? She said, yes, please. Then I asked, do you want a blanket? She said, yes, please. So then the whole thing was handled in a way that nobody had to interact into that, and the family, they loved me for this, that she didn't have to go to IMH and pay those bills, for treatment or
You mean
or
you solved this issue?
yeah.
And yes.
Yeah, I solved this issue totally, and after that, she actually she became she started her own business. Now she's working, and
Oh, fantastic,
she's she's
Karita Fischer.
she's doing very well. But what I would like to say, that most of my clients, they come to see me with many issues. Like, what you learn when you study psychology is, you learn, or when you study the hypnotherapy course, you learn to just prepare for one issue, right? But I have to now, because I have so many years of experience, so I start to improvise. I don't read scripts, and I'm very honest with you that most hypnotherapists, after they have hypnotized the client, when the client is under hypnosis, they start reading scripts. But when the client comes to see me, I always ask, what is now the most important issue you want to deal with today or work on, right? So then I start talking to them, and I had this client. It was last week. She came to see me. She said that, I'm a little bit depressed. Then we started talking more, and I realized that she has general anxiety disorder, of course, the depression, stress, anger, hatred, guilt, PTSD, because she had been gang raped. Okay, childhood abandonment, insomnia, self-harming, binge eating, just name it. Low self-confidence, low self-esteem, concentration problems, focus, procrastination, nail biting, overthinking. So it was just so much, right? And
yeah, too big list, yeah.
Yeah, it is, but for me, it wasn't too much. I just told her that, okay, it might sound too much for you, and so that nobody can help you, because yeah, she has been under medication. She has had a lot of counselors and stuff like that. But I combined all of these issues into one session, and then when we did the forgiveness of others, I call rape victims. I don't call them victims. I call them survivors. So I said that, look, you survived that. You are so strong. You are so much stronger than you maybe know that you are. And then she started realizing, and she started feeling loved again. She started loving herself again. She gained her self-confidence back, and that was really amazing to help a person who has gone through
Yeah,
so
that's a
much.
fantastic solution for individual, for community, yeah, overall requirements to get from each one person in our personality, yeah. That's great.
Definitely also.
So would you like to hypnotize the audience?
Of course.
So we will take some questions from audience. Yeah. So before we go to hypnotize, do you have your how to connect with you, social media? Can you please read for us? Later we will type it in our description box for viewers to click the links.
Okay.
Your social medias or connections, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to do it, or you do it?
Please, you can spell it.
Sorry?
Your various social media. You can read it.
Yeah. So I'm on Facebook. Professional Hypnotherapy is the name of my business. Professional Hypnotherapy. Okay.
And when we Google it, I found your social media listings coming on first page.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy about it. Okay, good, great. So I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. Obviously, I have a couple of pages there.
In LinkedIn, yeah, you are in
LinkedIn. Up, yeah. There, I got to meet you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for contacting me. My telephone number, I can give it to you right now. Write down Singapore.
Please.
+65 Singapore 65 and 975 33445. I repeat again, 975 33445. Easy, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will offer chat, audience, guys, friends, please open your mic. You can, put up your feedback or your questions or requesting tips. We can request Karita Fischer here to give her experiential based, inputs. Yeah, audience, friends, please open your mic and let's have our sharing questions. Focusing today's topic, on hypnotherapy, how to handle emotions, feelings, and Karita, you have already shared some of the challenges which rarely seen by normal people in town. Yeah. Yes, please. Audience time.
Mr. ELANggovan, may I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
My name is Sun. I'm a pediatrician. I'm very interested in how Miss Karita handle this ADHD. So in children it's quite common. So I have a little bit of reservation that after your hypnotherapy, will the improvement in behavior be permanent and won't relapse back to the previous status quo?
I'm happy to answer that because I have to tell you something. My daughter was diagnosed with ADD, attention deficit disorder, when she was in the grade 2. She was, I think, 6 or 7 years old, and we realized it already in the childhood that she's a special child. I don't want to call them learning difficulties. I want to call them the learning differences children, right?
Nice way to put it.
Right. So she did things in a different way, but look, that was our first and only biological child, so I didn't really know that this is normal, not normal behavior. Normal.
So who identify Karita in this case?
The teachers
You or
started.
medical doctors?
Yeah, I was already concerned, but then the teachers started telling me
How
that.
you use your intuition to get this concern about a child that she already have these challenges? She's a kid, right?
Yeah, because I had already, studied about it, and I already had taken children, who have this ADHD, ADD, or autism, So I was thinking that, oh my gosh, is she having autistic Asperger's or something? But then the teacher started telling us that she cannot really focus, she cannot concentrate, she gets distracted very easily. Then I was, okay, now it's time to do the assessments, and it's better I don't do these kind of things because first of all, I'm not really very qualified to do them also, and as a mother, it's not not advisable to do assessments to your own child. So I sent her to different tests, and they diagnosed her with ADD. But what I did with her, because she was she was an outsider in the classroom, everybody they were bullying her, they were calling her stupid, and what I did,
why this happened for the kids being in a classrooms? Why other kids can bully? Top up Mr. Wong's question. Yeah, you can answer his, and you can add on why she get. I mean, the kids get bullied.
Because she didn't understand the questions. She didn't understand.
Okay.
So she's highly intelligent, but if she understands the question, if she's interested in something, she's so good. And so then when we got the diagnosis, I was really actually happy to know it, that she has it, because then I hypnotized her so many times that now the ADD is not there anymore. And my daughter actually, she graduated from high school, and she got a scholarship in the USA, New York or Los Angeles to study, but she decided to study psychology and follow my footsteps, and so she stayed in Singapore. So, but let's say that, when she was a little girl and they had a spelling bee test at school, and she was like, Mom, this is going to be so embarrassing because I'm so bad at spelling. And then what we did, we practiced for 1 week the spelling, and they were really difficult. 40 scientific words like atmosphere, evaporate. It's really hard for a 7-year-old, right? Atmosphere. So then we studied those for every night, and then the day before the spelling bee, I hypnotized her. And I made her visualize it, what is going to happen tomorrow. I said, because ADD children and ADHD, they make often careless mistakes. Even if they know what they are doing, they make careless mistakes. And I said, look, your mind is going to be very calm. I taught her some techniques in hypnosis, how she can calm her mind down so she can concentrate better. And then I made her visualize that, okay, look, sweetheart, now you're writing the letter, you're writing the word, and you double check it. Okay, every letter is correct, as we practiced. And then she said, in hypnosis people can speak. She said, but Mom, I cannot win it because there are 2 boys in the class who are so good at spelling. I cannot ever win it. I said, sweetheart, I said,
she comparing,
Yes, she was comparing in hypnosis. I said, sweetheart, if you know all the words, all the 40 words, even the most difficult ones, if you know how to spell them, then can somebody be better than you? She said in hypnosis, no, they cannot be better than me. So I made her believe in herself. And then the next day came, and I told her already, I said, when I hypnotized her, I said, look, tomorrow then you just pass your paper to the teacher, and then the teacher will check the results and will announce that yes, okay, you won. And then the next day came, and I was like so excited, because some things you cannot really measure, right, with hypnotherapy. Like if I'm boosting somebody's self-confidence, how much did I boost it actually? But this kind of thing was something that I really wanted her to win, be the best one. And you know what? She did it.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. So nobody could call her stupid anymore, because if they had called her stupid, they would be like, actually I'm worse than she is at spelling.
Wow, that's great. So is that Mr. Wong's questions answered? For example, his question is like, can a person sustain with newly transformed using hypnotherapies solutions from you or the experts?
Yeah, what I want to say is that I gave a white lie, and this is what I often tell to my clients who have ADD, ADHD, autism. I tell them a white lie that, look, you're having it now because you're a child, but when you become a teenager and adult, it disappears. Because the thing is that it actually, you learn to cope with these so-called disorders better when you become more mature, right? So I tell them this kind of white lie, and when I say it in hypnosis, then they are like, wow. Then my daughter was like, or many of my clients like, oh, you know what? I got rid of it totally. Yeah, because.
Oh,
yeah.
that means Wong, Karita's feedback is if you do it professionally, systematically, with results 1 or 2 times, and it is also reprogramming a new seed of the subconscious process, spirit mind process, then the impacts stay greatly.
Yeah, like I said, my daughter is now concentrating and doing really difficult learning neuroscience and things that are really complicated, and
yeah, she follow your footsteps to become a great psychologist and therapist, probably new methodology in these emotional management solutions in the world,
and can help more people.
Yeah.
So, am I right to say that after reprogramming, there needs some reinforcement and maybe on and off some more booster doses of the hypnotherapy? Booster dose sounds like vaccine.
Oh yeah, do they need like longer durations, kind of 1 or 2 times repeating therapy requirement?
Some people like to come again because they, like I said, they face something else, other difficulties in their life, so they like to come again because they know I can help them with any kind of emotional or behavioral issue, right? But like my daughter is so lucky that I could hypnotize her anytime she had any problems in her life. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's take our other friends. Eugene here, Fendi, Mariam. Win is here. Hi, Rashida. Can give us tips. Some of you are familiar to Karita. Yeah. Hi, Rashida is here. Yeah, please. Your what? Mic is muted, Rashida. You unmute your mic, and then we can hear. Yeah, now unmuted. Yes, Rashida.
Yes, hi. No, I mean, I thought thank you for having this today's session. I think it's very enriching. I just would like I to share with all of you. I don't know. I mean, it's like I'm one of Karita's diehard fan. Okay, I am her current repeat clients for you were asking about how many sessions and stuff like that, right? Like for me, I've been with her for like I think more than 15-20 sessions already, and
that's a comfortability you have, yeah, Rashida?
Yes. Firstly, maybe for future clients who wants to do hypnosis. All right. What I always advise is number one, you need to understand how the process of the brain, how the suggestions is captured by the subconscious mind. So if you understand that portion, you will be able to accept readily. All right. Number two, we need to know what we want to achieve at the end of every session.
Wow, that means, this is very important. Focused,
you need to be able to verbalize to your therapist what is it that you want to achieve at the end of the session, or 2 sessions or 3 sessions. And then your therapist will be able to plan. So it's like, you know, she's giving, the suggestions are actually a spiritual medicine, you know.
Holistic.
Yes, it's a spiritual medicine that will be recorded at the subconscious level. And this is the one that is actually being translated to actions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Action means the transform activity for the individuals, right?
Correct. And of course, it takes time, like Karita was mentioning just now during her talk. It takes time, especially when you are not familiar with her at the beginning. So when she gives the suggestions, sometimes she's not able to go through at the deeper level because comfort level is not established yet.
Okay, I got it, Rashida.
Yeah.
So nice sharings, and
Yeah.
you are, voluntarily repeating the sections for new things. I trust you also referring other individuals who have challenges and required the hypnotherapy expertise, yeah, which we personally now know through Karita Fischer, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
so
nice.
that's why I was thinking, if there are people who would like to do hypnotherapy, it will not be a waste if you understand the science behind it, and you are aware of your goals, and then you must understand why you need that few sessions, so that the suggestions can penetrate and then will translate to actions in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah.
Rashida, seeing Karita Fischer's profile, by reading a few texts in a few social media and knowing her childhood backgrounds, knowing their family backgrounds, and knowing the country Finland's, cute, partially ocean-based with a current wave, always created those powerful, consciousness within, Karita as well. Like in Malaysia, for example, East Coast areas, friends like from Kelantan, Malacca, they are sometimes, uniquely different creative lawyers, engineers, for example. Of course, all our states, even in Singapore, we do have all creativities, experts, and expertise. And just about Karita, she took such we can say ocean flow time frame, 27 years continuously in the same one niche industry: psychology, nutrition, emotion management, and certification from USA. She finishing her PhD very soon, and focusing her niche expertise to package into the frame of hypnotherapy, which moderated by experts yearly of her performance, through her certifications, licensing and certificates. So thank you very much, Rashida. Thank you, Wong.
Thank you, dear. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. So if we have Iju and Fendi, if they are occupied, thank you for coming in. I have 2 more questions from a quick answer. Then we can make our section closing officially. Yeah.
So I don't have time to hypnotize you guys.
Yeah, you can make it within 3 minutes, or depend on our friends here. I'm okay. I can stay on 5-10 minutes. Before hypnotize, what impacts Karita Fischer you like to have globally with your knowledge?
With my knowledge, I just want to be able to help as many people as possible.
Thank you very much. Now it's your time of the closing sections. You can do hypnotize, hypnotize.
Yeah.
And then you must tell us, when we should do the closing of our video conferencing.
You can close and silence me whenever you want, but what I would like
to we do it like overall,
Okay, good. Yeah. I wanted to take a comfortable position and just choose a spot.
Okay.
Yeah, sittings. Choose a spot somewhere, maybe in the ceiling. It's a little bit light higher from your eye level, so it makes your eyes tired, and just stay at that spot. Take a really deep breath in. Exhale all tension, all thoughts out of your mind. out of your body. Take another deep breath in. Just relax.
Keep remain seeing high, is it?
Yes, keep looking at the third deep breath in and hold it for 3 seconds. Then count down 3, 2, 1. Close your eyes. Pretend you're sleeping. Now only concentrate on your breathing. Be aware of it when you breathe in. Be aware of it when you breathe out. Only concentrate on your breathing. Being aware of it when you breathe out. Being aware of it when you breathe in. Letting each gentle exhale take you deeper and deeper, more and more relaxed. Now, pretend that you are sleeping. That's good. That's good. Now I want to relax your body. Relax all the muscle groups around your face for a moment. Relax your scalp, your forehead, your eyelids, and your cheeks, and your mouth, and especially those muscle groups around your mouth and your lips. Make sure your teeth are not clenched together, so it's really easy for you to just breathe in and out naturally, comfortably. Now just relax. Relax your chin and jaw, and allow all those muscles in your face to just let go. And now your neck relaxes, the front part of your neck and the back part of your neck, right through to your shoulders. Feel your shoulders relaxing completely. Get rid of any tension that might be in that area. It just feels so good to do that. And allow your arms to relax now. Your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms. Relax your wrists, your hands, even your fingers relax and let go. Just imagine your arms becoming very, very heavy, loose and limp. Heavy, loose, limp, like a wet wash cloth. And allow yourself to breathe comfortably and notice how deep and regular your breathing has become than just a few moments ago when we started. Feel your breathing. Feel the rhythm of your breathing. Notice the contraction and expansion of your diaphragm and your chest. Allow your chest muscles to relax completely, right down through to your stomach. Feel your stomach muscles just relaxing. Get rid of any tension that might be in that area. And allow your back muscles to relax now. Those large muscle groups in the upper part of your back, right down your spinal column and into your lower back. Just let go. Let go completely. And allow those smaller muscle groups in the lower part of your back to relax as well. And your hips relax, sinking into the chair, and especially your legs, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet, and each and every toe just relaxes beautifully when you allow those muscle groups to just relax completely as you begin to drift into a very deep and relaxed state, letting yourself go, letting your mind and your body become one, feeling good, just feeling so good now. So your mind is now so very relaxed and ready to accept my rewarding suggestions to you. As a result of this hypnotic rest, you are going to feel physically stronger and fitter in every way. You will feel more positively energetic. You will become much less easily tired during the day, much less easily discouraged, much less easily depressed. Every day you will become so deeply interested in whatever you are doing that your mind will become completely distracted away from yourself and from your problems. You will no longer think nearly as much about yourself and your difficulties, and you will become much less conscious of yourself and your problems. Every day your nerves will become stronger and steadier, your mind calmer and clearer, more composed, more tranquil, and you will become much less easily worried, much less easily agitated, much less fearful and apprehensive, much less easily upset. So when your mind is calm, body is relaxed, and you are totally at ease, therefore you will be able to think more clearly, you will be able to concentrate more easily, you will be able to give your whole undivided attention to whatever you are doing, to the complete exclusion of everything else. And you will become emotionally much calmer, much less easily disturbed, and much more relaxed. And every day you will feel a greater feeling of personal well-being and a greater feeling of personal safety and security than you have felt for a long, long time. And because all these things will begin to happen exactly as I tell you, more and more rapidly, powerfully and completely, you will find yourself feeling much happier, much more optimistic, much more contented in every way. You will consequently become much more able to rely upon and depend upon yourself, your own efforts, your own judgment, your own opinions, and you will feel much less need to have to rely upon or to depend upon other people. So if you ever start to have any bad feelings, this is what you are going to do. Let's do it right now. I want you to think about a negative emotion you have a tendency to feel or express often. Think about that emotion. Then take a deep breath in and blow that emotion out of your mind to the far corners of the universe, far, far away from you. Then take another deep breath in. Go to your happy place. Whatever nice, maybe it's a beach or a nice holiday destination, maybe a spa treatment. Then take a third deep breath in. Tell yourself, relax now, relax now. And now you just got rid of that negative emotion. It's very simple. Let's do it again. Think about that emotion. Take a deep breath in, blow that away. You don't want that, you don't deserve it, you just get it out of your mind. Take a second deep breath in, escape in your mind to your happy place. Then take your third deep breath in. Tell yourself, relax now, relax now. So now you are free from having and expressing that negative emotion. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 3. At the count of 3, I want you to open your eyes and emerge from hypnosis. 1, you're slowly beginning to emerge from hypnosis and you feel wonderful. 2, coming back to this time, this place where you are and feeling more and more refreshed. And 3, open your eyes and you feel wonderful, don't you?
Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Such a great complimentary therapy. Yeah?
I hope I would have had more time to do this properly, really.
Yeah, this is nice. We can have other sections, yeah, with Karita.
This is recorded, right? You can listen to it
Yeah, I
before
will
you
upload and we will
sleep.
give community to listens, yeah,
Yeah,
social media communities.
yeah,
We
they
will
can lie
send a
down.
links, yeah.
Yeah, they can lie down and then it will be inside their brain captured.
Nice one, Rashida. Okay, so as today, 2nd December 2021, Thursday, we had a great section from 8 p.m. to 10 o'clock, 10, 9:55. And I thank you, everyone, the participants, the friends. There are a lot of participants have given hints that they will see our social media records, because of their task. Yeah, and some of them requesting different new sections, after a couple of months, according to calendar and schedules of Karita Fischer's availability. Yeah, and yeah, I'm going to make an official closing of this today's sections. If you participate, have a quick 1 minute base, a great inspiring statement you want to say, any one of you. Yeah, please.
I hope to see, looking forward to see more and more good results of hypnotherapy.
Thank you very much.
Sadhu,
Wong.
sadhu, sadhu, brother.
Yeah, so Rashida, Ijuin and Fendi, Mariam, they might be, occupied, to get
And now I just said sadhu, sadhu, sadhu because I know he's Buddhist. And then to Rashida, I say, shukran, baby. Assalamualaikum.
Wow, multi-language based, you, Karita?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
I think I would like to credit this to Ellen also for organizing this. Ellen, are you able to give us the link to your social media platform that we can also follow? Because I'm very sure there are other beneficial stuff and good stuff that you'll be sharing with the community. So I think I am very inspired by all these initiatives. I think I'll go back to the one common cause as a community for us to lift each other.
Yeah, thank you, Rashida. My website name is www.elanggovan, ELANggovan.com. There is a various industries from technology to psychologies, group companies web connected. Then from there, it connect social media such as YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, even Bright, LinkedIn, where we met Karita Fischer, and then TikTok. I'm entering TikTok now, okay, and few more podcasts like SoundCloud. I do have a number of official Malaysia and international news coverage, and there is good points on kids and color, mediums like pants, good to use, by kids, and also
I'm very inspired by how you use technology to actually branch out to numerous very, very wonderful stuff here.
Yeah, that is as Karita initially asked, about my activity and so on. It's a very unique way. My parents and grandparents and even my modern mentors from school, kindergarten to universities in Malaysia, overseas, including in Singapore. I used to travel every month, those days. Have given me opportunity to explore the technology and psychology in a niche manner. And many individuals who I meet, whether they are senior or junior, they are still expressing the uniqueness of exploring the niche. I'm into Siddhar principle, Ayurvedic, nutrition, as Karita know well in this area. We will work on a number of projects, coming from Malaysia and even a foreign country. I visited Cambodia as well. I visited the king. I supposed to be, technology advisors. Did a big time. I talk Cambodia a little bit, Angkor Wat is there, another monument city among creative humans, mind power, as Karita talking about brain, mind, thinking. Yeah, it is my passionate. I'm a hardcore software engineer, technologist, handle servers,
Inshallah.
country level, and a psychologist, innovator. Oh yeah, Singapore have given me Asian top 50 entrepreneurs and innovation awards.
Wow, congratulations,
Yeah.
well done.
Congratulations.
For the corporate call, the 7 secret rhythm, the 7 different brain wave and the techniques, 1 minute based techniques. Yeah. Another day, Karita could, host me and we can share it, the techniques. Then we have ministry awards for kids, 5 best students in Singapore, within about year plus, after their trainings. And I will connect a number of inquiry, Karita, especially your area, which, after so many years, today is the time frame for me to talk to, I relax myself to really understand in a more harmony way. I know it's a part and partial of the big scope of consciousness and psychology, yet it is great energy synchronized for me to even to talk about hypnotherapy to be friendly message. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, can I also share this with Karita just now as I was listening to her voice via the social media?
Yeah, please.
When
Please.
when she actually hypnotized every one of us, Karita, you can actually have this as a future plan where in future people don't have to see you one-to-one anymore. You can actually develop sound clips, okay, of your beautiful voice that can actually patent
Podcasting.
patent to the common cause, just like what she did just now, that 3 to 4 minutes clip. It's an audio clip that that in future perhaps when we need these kind of suggestions, we can just download it,
by title. So that we can develop that. Good idea, Rashida. We can develop by different topic. We can do video and audio, podcast based, and this video social media like YouTube's and media, media and so on.
Karita, this
Good
is your
idea.
potential partner, because in the current world where the technology, is very essential, for us to develop this service. Karita, next time you don't need to travel already. You can do.
Traveling may required based on the client's preference or
cyber hypno.
Yet we can do cyber hypnotherapy. Yes, good point and good idea.
Yeah,
I do. I
so-
do travel as well. I also started to do Zoom-based training. Nowadays.
Yeah.
For entrepreneurs.
Sorry to
Karita.
interrupt you, but I have hypnotized Rashida so many times that now as the next session she wants actually to do online, and we did our previous session also via Zoom. So because it's so easy to hypnotize, this lady is really.
She synchronized with the energy wave.
Yeah. So I just talk a little bit, and now she goes already under.
Okay.
So it's very easy to hypnotize her.
Ellen, there is one specialty about Karita compared to other. I mean, I do not know other hypnotherapists, but she has one skill that others hypnotherapy may not have. She is someone who you tell your problem. She is able. You have a few problems, right? You just tell what problem you have. What she can do is she can conceptualize and patent that remedy in an instant, and
immediately
in an instant, and you can just lie down, and the suggestion that she gives is like she will piece up the jigsaw puzzle in an instant. So
that means we can say super speed.
Yes, I felt that is one skill that it's because of she has a very her cognitive skill is very strong, so that ability usually we need to, as a counselor, let's say you are a counselor, you need to like think through and then rummage through your files and then,
Yeah, so
have to do that.
she skipped
But
those
she is
physical
just,
works. Okay, that's
she
nice.
just like, just within that few minutes, she can do it for you. So that is one special about Karita. That's why coming back all the time.
Yeah, Karita have many specialties, among the greatness I can express will be, it's amazing for you to start from kids, continue towards to male prisons in Finland, okay, and towards to Asian country in Cambodia.
And
Okay,
also I was
handling orphans and adopted 11 children, and now you have physically one kid, beside your biological, daughter and another daughter with you.
But I was
So-
actually, I have to tell you, I was also doing prison volunteering counseling at the Changi prison. I was with the Buddhist fellowship, that time I did prison volunteering counseling, so I know the Changi prison also.
Okay, Changi
Yeah.
means in
It's the biggest prison in Singapore, actually.
Singapore. Okay. Oh, you done even in Singapore at the prison level, yeah?
Also, yes. Yeah, so
Okay,
I just
so,
want to say at the end that everybody, please be happy, okay? Do anything
Sure.
what makes you happy, unless it's illegal, immoral, or unhealthy.
Yeah, the challenges flow will, flow through like oceans. And yet, as everyone, inspiring us, yeah, we have objective, we have vision, missions, Sometimes you want to cry, you cry properly. And back to smile and, courage and enthusiasm. Yeah, I have a great mission, visions in technology as well as psychology. Yeah, it's exploring very well. And thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Wong. Thank you,
Thank you,
Rashida. Thank you, Karita Fischer. All right, we are making our sections holistics and, energetically completions. Thank you very much for joining us with Karita Fischer for hypnotherapy sections on 2nd December 2021, Thursday. So until we see again in whichever mediums, face to face or through technology, always, rather we say always, yeah, be great. Every one of us have greatness. Thank you very much. Thank you very much from Knowledge Rhythm Talk Show.
Thank you, ELANggovan.
Thank you.
Thank you.